Hello, good morning, all of you. So you have to answer 100 uh, important questions, uh, and those questions for class session. And the course is very, very vast. If you are not regular, it will be difficult for you to clear or crack the UPSC. Our class session, and then you should also go through the current affairs. There should be so many person which I have just the posted one question related honorable hope challenging the decision of the election commission of India, and the ECI hold of RP Act and Section 67 and 68 describes I Act describes that vacation of seats. Sushant, Saurav, Vidya Sagar, good morning. Yeah, good morning to you, all of you. So this has been described in Section 69 of the RP Act. Already a member of the Rajya Sabha and area from which you may be asked MCQ. Okay, so you 29 of the Motor Vehicle Act 1981. And what has been added? Protective headgear. Protective headgear of prescribed standard has been made mandatory for children to answer the questions correctly. So, above 4 years, and what are the conditions? While traveling on a motorcycle, the safety measure has been included in the Motor Vehicle Amendment Act. It is Amendment Act 2019. So, Section 129 of the Motor Vehicle Act 1988 has been amended, and it has become Motor Vehicles Amendment Act 2019. Now, Section 129 of headgear conforming to standards prescribed by the central government. So, and there is an exception. And what is that? Yes, Aryaji, good morning. We have just described the only two topics and the program of ECI, Election Commission of India. Now, what is SWIP and what is the objective of was initiated during Jharkhand elections, the elections in our state in 2009. In 2009. So, SWIP began with introduction of planned IEC. What is IEC? So, whom to be informed, whom to be educated, and whom to be communicated. Of course, the most important tool to educate the voters during the general elections. So it is systematic voters education and systematic voters education and electoral participation program. So this way, this is an important topic. So RP Act, we have already this bill seeks to amend the Aadhaar targeted delivery of financial and other subsidies, benefits and services act. Targeted delivery of financial and other subsidies, benefits and services act 2016. The act is going to be deleted relating to use of Aadhaar by private entity. Aadhaar and other laws amendment bill 2019. Now let us come to the next topic. Vice President of our country, Mr. M. Venkaiah Naidu, called save Lok Sabha's time. So, what are the constitutional provisions? Article 107 of Constitution, President pointed out that 22 bills have been lapsed after dissolution of the 22 bills lapsed after dissolution of the 16th Lok Sabha, since these had been taken up for consideration and passage within 5 years of introduction, should automatically be treated as lapsed, which you may be asked MCQ. Now, another most important topic is ILP system. What is this? Inner line permit. ILP, inner line permit. So, of India to allow inward travel of an Indian citizen into a protected, restricted area for a limit. Of course, you are correct. Uh, IL. So, inner line permit is an official travel document issued by the government of India to allow inward travel area for a limited period. International located near the international border of India in northeastern states. In fact, currently in operation in Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, and Nagaland. Now, but it was abolished. Try to note it down. Section 2 of Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation 1873. This empowers a state government to prescribe, I am prescribe inner line. You should take care of this ILP. I will also discuss it later on. Okay. So ILP for law. FURLOU of rape and murder. And he applied to the government of Haryana for parole. What is parole? PARO time. So these are the important facts. Now, what is the objective? Parole is considered a reformative process, and it was introduced with a view to humanizing the prison system. In our country, parole and furlough, FU, is an act of 1894. Prisoners convicted of multiple murders, prisoners convicted of multiple murders or under the UAPA, what is prisoners convicted of parole. Now, to memorize a broadly similar, which is allowed in case of long term imprisonment. So now, and it is a variant of NRC. What is that? National Register of Citizens. So, what is that? Issuance of fake indigenous inhabitant certificate IIC to ineligible persons, the persons who are not legible. Whether an indigenous inhabitant is residing in his or her permanent residence will be also recorded, and it is going to be prepared under the supervision of district administration. Now, another topic related to free legal aid. Free legal aid. Free legal aid. So, what is the context? Legal Service Authorities, LSA, Legal Service Authorities Act. This was enacted in 1987. This was enacted in 1987. And what was the objective? What was the aim? It was, the purpose was to give free and competent legal service to the poor. The act paved the way for constitution of National Legal Service Authority. discussed in our class. NALSA, NALSA, National Legal Service Authority. Okay, and other legal institutions of the state, district, taluka, USA. So, free legal service under LSA Act, LSA Act, Legal Service Authorities Act, Legal Service Authority Act. So, free legal service under this act are available to a victim of human trafficking, uh, differently abled person, industrial workman, and person in custody in a protective home and the poor. So, according aid services due to variety of factors. So, this topic is very, very in comment box whether I am visible and audible. Okay, are you listening me very well? Am I audible and visible? Please post your comments in comment box. So now the next important topic is that is yes. Please post your comments. But here it is the streaming is very good. Okay, the streaming is very good. Today there is no network issue, and if there is network issue, I think it is at your end. It is not at my end. Okay, so may I continue? So the Protection of Human Rights Amendment Bill 2019. So Protection of Human Rights Amendment Bill 2019 has been recently passed by the Parliament to make National Human Rights Commission network in Chief Justice of India. Now, a person who has been a judge of a high court is also made eligible to be appointed as chair. Is the number of commission from two to three, of which one shall be a woman, include with disabilities as deemed members of the commission. Now, what are the next provisions? Reduce the term of chairperson and members of commission and the state commissions from 5 to 3 years. Here you should take notice of this 5 to 3 years. Okay, 5 to 3 years. Now, uh, now will be dealt with by the commission itself. It will be dealt with by the commission itself. So this is all about Protection of Human Rights Amendment Bill 2019. Right to Information Act 2005. So the bill changes the terms and conditions of service of CIC and information commissioners at the center and in states. So what were the provision? RTs now it is going to be amended as such that the central government will notify the term of office respectively. Now in RTI amendment, and what is that? In RTI Act 2005, at the time of the appointment of CIC and ICs, to the pension. Now, what is the amendment? The amendment now